Welcome to the Project Boxing Podcast. Anthony Million Dollar Crawler, Don McGuinness. We are in the Fox ABC, in the classroom bit, Anthony.
We are.
Where a lot of the very good work goes on with kids from schools.
Yeah, students.
All sorts of kids that need a space away from school. They need to be taught in a different manner.
Absolutely, yeah. It can't be in the classroom environment. But no, a lot of good goes on here, and even going back to boxing, like a bit of studying. I dressed up with a few old school posters, but yeah.
Yeah. And there's actually a class going on in the gym at the moment, isn't there? So it's it's a busy, but a busy day in the gym as well. There's been lots going on this week.
It has, mate.
So
yeah,
as you're getting some fine tune for fights
from
now.
Newcastle, Travis Walters, Hampshire like Shane as well. So yeah, it was a good day. Good day in the office.
Yeah,
some good in-house sparring. Yeah.
There's a few dates coming up actually. Bobby Faulkner's fighting on November the 9th.
Bobby and Sahir on November the 9th.
That's the Kieran Farrell show in Manchester, isn't it?
Manchester at Bowlers. It'll be a good show. There's some good lads on that. It'll be a good crowd in there as well. I know.
More to be announced soon as well, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
More to be quite.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Who else? Williams the next one on, isn't there? Because the Manchester show fell through. Yeah. So then back to back. And then before Bobby, I've got Robbie over in Belfast against Javier Fortuna.
That's on the 1st of November, and obviously
Friday night.
We're working our way backwards.
Owen Lavin on November the 2nd. Yeah.
In Birmingham.
So a busy 3 weeks it'll be, like 3 weekends on the bounce. Something might happen.
But Williams back
on the 4th.
Yeah, Williams on the 26th of October.
On
He's
the
first
Cattrall and the Cattrall Prograde.
And then, as you say, you've got Dan Morley is November the 16th in London.
Yeah.
And on it goes. It's going to be a very busy cycle, isn't it?
Yes, exactly that.
And Rhiannon Dixon's back in the gym.
She was back in last week. Yeah. She was, she obviously had the disappointment of losing the world title, but she's in here now and she's working away and trying to put things out. Listen, bad night at the office. I think I said this before, fair play to Terry, but she's here trying to improve.
There was a small event in Saudi over the weekend. A few days now to kind of the dust has settled and your considered opinion. I know that on the night you were working obviously for TNT, weren't you? And yourself and Carl Frampton felt that Beterbiev did enough. You were happy with the scorecards? You think?
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think Carl actually had it like the judge who's been getting stick. I don't really think he deserves stick either. I thought Beterbiev definitely won. I thought it was a fantastic fight. The claims of a Bivol robbery for me are just ridiculous, unbelievable. I don't know how you could come up with that. Listen, again, I thought it was a very close fight, but like I said, I thought Beterbiev by a few. I think where I think what you've got the problem, there's no denying commentators influence people watching at home. That's a known fact. Where I know Richard or Paul Dempsey, they was doing it there. I'm pretty sure they had it for Beterbiev. Me, Carl Frampton, Denzel Bentley, all had it for Beterbiev. Do you know what? Beterbiev, Beterbiev. I don't know. I still don't know which one it is. I think we got told to say, Beterbiev. But we all kept switching. But then I know Sky. I think they was a bit more Bivol, wasn't there? Sky was a bit more Bivol.
There was
and then
very split. It was very split.
I don't know how DAZN had it as well.
Well, I think obviously Eddie Hearn.
Eddie, I know Eddie had it. He was, but I don't. What I thought, what the difference was. I thought both of them had a fantastic defence. And when you're at that elite level, Don, you'll have world-class punchers. You'll have world-class punchers who aren't elite level fighters. Do you know what I mean? I think what makes a fighter, the big thing for me, what'll turn a world-class fighter into an elite fighter is defensively how good they are. And in person, three of future greats who I've seen, 4 actually now, but. So, Mayweather I've seen, defensively, unbelievable. Yeah. Lomachenko, who I've seen and experienced, defensively, unbelievable. Canelo, how he come forward, offered so little target and stuff, unbelievable. Terence Crawford, saying again, very versatile, can do it all. That's a big difference. And them on Saturday night, Bivol and Beterbiev, defensively, I thought they was both unbelievable. For the punch output, the amount of shots that was through, you didn't see many times either one of their heads rocking back. You saw some good bodywork, but you didn't see the heads rocking back. too much. And Bivol was probably that little bit cuter. However, I don't believe he landed enough telling blows to be winning the rounds to cancel out the sustained pressure. What Beterbiev did, and everyone said, oh no, it was all arms and gloves. It wasn't. There was shots that was getting through. And no, I definitely thought Beterbiev done enough.
I think one thing, regardless of whether you go Bivol or Beterbiev, whoever deserved it, is that it was technically brilliant.
Brilliant
it was
fight.
Absolutely outstanding.
And that's it. Do you know what? Right, it won't get mentioned as like fight of the year because there wasn't enough drama in it, knockdowns and.
But you can just watch. So you sit back and watch.
It was just brilliant. It was a brilliant fight. It was just
amazing operators.
Serious operators.
Yeah.
Both were in the pound for pound list.
Yeah.
Really, really enjoyed that. I did.
Did you enjoy it as much as Bivol's ex-wife?
Brutal. Nah, how bad was that? There's just a time and a place, wasn't there? And I don't even know what's gone on for it, but. Yeah, I don't. You know what? I don't think they're going to get back together. I'm a sucker for a good love story and overcoming things, but I don't think they're going to get back together now. Yeah,
it's a big bunch of flowers, that, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's bad.
Anyway, so there you go. The one thing that comes from that, anyway. Hopefully, we see it again.
I'd love to see it again. I think. Do you know what? I don't think they can be that bad because I think we don't see it again. I know earlier in the night they talked about the winner fighting Jai Opataya, didn't they? That's an unbelievable fight.
Yeah, but I mean, if they, if we're still sticking with light heavy, why not see that again before we start worrying about?
No, you know what I mean? I never refuse watching that again, and listen, they might because I think Turkey said he thought that Bivol won. Well,
and do you know what? Funnily enough, I think he can make it happen.
He does, yeah, he does. He's made a few things happen. So if he wants to see it again, artists and whatever Turkey wants me to do, I'll do.
Yeah.
Just honestly, just a great fight. Really enjoyed it.
It was amazing. But I think one fight we're probably not going to see again, and it was brilliant first time round. Second time round, Wardley, wow.
Oh wow, Fabio Wardley. That was
a horrible knockout for Fraser Clark. And
it was. You know what? I thought Fraser started really well, settled in really well that first round, but the shot that ended it. Well, it was hurt before it went. But what I said it on air, it was an unbelievable finish because you know what he did for someone with so little experience, no amateur experience. He hit the body, he went to the body, and then he come off. And then Fraser, he turned for him, and Fraser was a bit slow. Maybe he was a bit dazed, turning back. And then he come with the two big shots, didn't he? And then the big right hand. But literally, in the shoot, we picked up on it straight away. We was like, looks like there's an hole in his face or something there. And really, you really feel for Fraser there because I was saying it on air, and it's, listen, a loss is a loss. It doesn't mean he's in his game, but do you know what, his point? That's going to take a little bit of time to recover, and then I think he'll know. And I don't think he'll want to. He won't. There won't be like rebuilding process, will there? But every credit Fabio Wardley. It was honestly, I'm not joking, Dom, and they won't actually give me the credit because they won't do it on air. But I changed prediction on the ring. I saw how fired up Wardley was. How much over I thought he's going to start fast there, and I thought I believe Fraser was going to start fast, and I thought that's who it would have suited more. But yeah, no. Unbelievable. Do you know what? No, I thought the card was a fantastic card.
It was.
It was probably my favourite Riyadh season card. Well, it definitely was. And you know what else I really enjoyed? Sierra, Missy Elliott and Busta Rhymes. Really enjoyed it. I'm not even going to lie. Well, do you know what I realised?
Missy Elliott was miming, wasn't she?
Underrated,
They were all miming. Busta Rhymes wasn't.
Busta Rhymes was brilliant, wasn't it?
Yeah. But look, that's part of the show, isn't it? And it's
like people have criticism, but that took me back to when I was young. That Dom, that era.
Yeah. Remember it well.
Did enjoy it.
Opataya did what he does. Jack Massey was brilliantly brave, as we kind of.
He was. Jack landed some good shots as well. Yeah. I just thought in Opataya, I thought he was punch perfect, Dom. I thought he was brilliant. He's one of my favourite fighters to watch, and obviously I'm rooting for Jack. And I thought he had little moments of success, but I thought it was a fantastic call by Joe to call it when he did.
Yeah, Joe Gallagher through the towel.
He stood up on it, and I thought it was a fantastic call. And Jack gave it his all, nothing to be ashamed about there, and he just come up against a very, very good champion who seems to be getting better. What one was it? There was the girls' fight.
The girls, made a bit of history.
Sky Nicholson, Raven Champion. You know what?
She's very hard to beat, Sky, isn't she?
I said it.
She really is.
She's going to be very hard to beat, and she was saying it, and people going, no chance. You know when people mention Serrano, and a bit about people was laughing at her. over 2-minute rounds, and you think, would Serrano would start favourite, but you know, would she get back down in weight? Would that take a bit out of her?
Yeah.
She's a hard night work.
As well.
Honestly, she's a hard night work for anyone. And do you know what else? What impressed me? I thought Sky was going to win on points, but I thought Raven would make things really uncomfortable for late on, where it was the opposite. I thought Raven, like after 4, thought it was, you know, it was very sort of even all around in it. And then Sky pulled away in the second half, and no, she started to look good. So I thought it was a very good performance. Listen, it might not have been like getting the frills and spills and the power punching, but to hit and not get hit, she absolutely mastered it.
Can't really argue with that, can you?
I feel like there's another fight. Oh, of course. One everyone's talking about.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you know what? I don't know how you had it, Dom. I had it very close. People would argue around either way. What I will say, I might have even had Ben up. I'd have to think back. What I will say is, Liam had a fantastic round 5, and he seemed to be coming on strong.
Yeah.
He seemed to be coming on strong, and I know there's the controversy of, do you know, with the injury and stuff like that. I think we'll see. We'll wait to come out. But I've heard, obviously, he was in hospital yesterday. But Carlu's a very straight talker. They have to fight next. There can't be no in-between fight or all like that. I feel like they have to fight next. Do you know what I mean? It's
be interesting because, I mean, it's obviously Ben Whittaker and Liam Cameron, it was the coming together. They fell out of the ring.
Yeah.
Whittaker appeared to have hurt his leg.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously a lot of people saying, oh, he didn't fancy it and this, that and the other. But the thing is, if they do it again, you would fancy Ben to put the wrongs right, wouldn't you? Because he was having a bad night.
He
wasn't himself.
He wasn't having a good night at all.
There was no showboating. He wasn't having any fun in there.
He wasn't
It was
the
a
usual.
strange night for him.
And listen, if asked who do I think was going to win that fight at that point, my money would have been on Liam Cameron. He seemed to be coming on strong. You know, a shot or two registered. So
what story that would have been, by the way?
Unbelievable. And listen, do you know what?
Still is a story, obviously.
And he's just signed with Queensborough.
Yeah.
He's got a promotional contract out of it, so.
He's a massive winner on the night.
He's a winner in life, isn't he?
And he's going to get, you know, if he gets through, he gets paid. The whole thing works, you know, fair play to him.
But then it's, I think what it is, he has to fight Liam next. I don't believe there can be any, listen, let's have a tick-over fight. I think there was talk of him fighting in December. We don't know about the injury. First of all, listen, we don't know what the injury is. Let's hope the injury won't keep him out for too long. But yeah, no, that's the fight we've got to see next.
Segued beautifully to our letter of the day, our Sesame Street letter, which is I for injury, which we've seen a couple over the weekend. Then we've already talked about Fraser and obviously with Ben's leg. But when you think of injuries then that you've witnessed in the ring, and no one ever wants to see that, but there's been some kind of odd nights. I mean, the Whittaker Cameron coming together was odd, wasn't it? The way they went over the ring and all the rest over the ropes, it was bizarre. But when you think of some injuries that have kind of come out of nowhere or really odd, and I think we were saying before, well, one thing that springs to mind was the Stephen Smith.
Oh, his ear was hanging up. Do you know what? I was watching that, I tell you, I was always sort of there. I would have been passing up in the car, but I wasn't there. It was over in Vegas. Yeah. It was over in Vegas, and what happened, obviously, his ear was hanging off, and it was a horrendous injury. It was fighting Vargas over in Las Vegas. You know the story after it?
But wasn't it accidental kind of
clash? Wasn't it? It was an odd one. And I remember after it. What's the matter, Will?
There's William Collar.
Waters, get some waters, man. Just grab a crate. Yeah, one sec.
Yeah, but anyway.
No, right. So what he did, he went to the hospital after it. And it was Vegas. It wasn't like, believe it or not, the hospital wasn't outside the win or the encore. It was, it was off the strip. It was took there. As I was in the waiting room, there was a bit of a gang shooting very near it. Oh no, they got told in. There was a gang. I think someone got wheeled in. They had it over him, so unfortunately he passed away. But I think like around the hospital was very moody because of two rival gangs and stuff. Yeah, so it's just what you need in it after that, having that injury, I get caught in crossfire help, but yeah, no, that's one that really sticks out. Another one sticks out. He had two. Remember Big Sam Hyde?
Yeah, of course.
He had one where his knee boxed early in the night. I come in and he got wheelchaired out the ring. His knee had proper gone.
I remember that. Was it the arena, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was a lad who was just on the road, and I think Sam got it by a point or something, didn't he? He literally stayed on his feet, didn't move. That was one.
Yeah, I know the one you're getting to now,
Riapo, it was up on the cards actually. It was a good foul. It was up on the cards, and this swelling, it was a hematoma. Remember John Murray got one earlier.
That was his last fight, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't his last fight. No, it wasn't Riapo because him and Dion Juma had a really.
Of course. That was in Wintershaw,
Yeah. So there's he's been involved in a few, but I've seen shoulders. No, I'll tell you one, Dom.
Go on.
The most memorable one. Danny Williams, Mark Potter.
Oh, the shoulder.
That was like one arm, and he was getting well beaten. Potter was an handful.
Yeah.
And he hit him with a left hook, didn't he? And he was just out on his feet, and then you can see him like literally Danny Williams going to put him over. Oh yeah, that was unbelievable. That was unbelievable. That's probably one where what sticks out the most. There's probably a few I've missed, to be honest. Well, there's loads I would have missed, but I mean, just what should have come to me like that.
Yeah, but Ryan Burnett. What a top fighter. And I remember that weird back injury.
With Danae, I know that loads of, there's still very much thingy, but and then when you look what Danae had done since, Ryan Burnett, one of the most underrated, underappreciated fighters. I remember when he boxed Ricky's last.
It's easy. He was a two-belt world champ, wasn't he?
It was class. It was class.
Fantastic.
It was. That was unification. Ryan Burnett, what a fighter. I tell you what, Ryan, in shape now. He's put on the right bit of size, but looks really good with it.
Yeah.
Ryan Burnett, obviously, my mate, he was fighting in a few weeks. Robert, his ankle snapped.
Darragh Foley.
Yeah.
Is that in Liverpool?
In Liverpool, yeah. Oh, I'm trying to. Mate, there's probably loads, isn't there?
Well, it's the business, I suppose, isn't it? It happens.
Yeah, it is. Broken jaws. We've seen broken jaws and stuff. They happen quite.
What was the worst one you had in the ring?
In the ring?
Yeah.
You know what? No, it wasn't that. I never had any of that bad. I remember once, I think my nose got fractured once. I've had a few cuts. I didn't have any bad ones.
I know you don't like talking about it with the time that you tackled the burglars, but I know they were the worst injuries.
They were, yeah.
But that was outside of the ring, obviously. But
we won't talk about that.
You don't all wear capes to the Anthony.
Again, this is about boxing, it's not about heroes.
Yeah, anyway, so there you go, injuries. But moving on, let's have a look at what's coming up, because, it's hard to follow a Saudi extravaganza, isn't it?
That was a brilliant card.
Yeah, and Beterbiev completely lived up to it in terms of it was an absolute class act of a fight. It was fantastic. But coming some really interesting fights back here domestically in these shows. There's Sam Gilly and Louis Green at the weekend in a British and Commonwealth.
There was
super
Sam
welterweight.
Gilly Louis Green, wasn't there? But now Jack McGann stepped in for Louis Green because Louis Green was injured. I think I'm right here. Jack McGann was mandatory that him and Sam Gilly was mandatory to fight for the British title.
Yeah.
Jack McGann fought in Saudi against Louis Green. Louis Green, explosive knockouts. It was in the first round, wasn't it? Yeah. I'm almost sure it was. Right, so then Louis Green becomes Sam Gilly's manager, who had a brilliant fight, which Sam Gilly come through. I think that was for the Commonwealth title, wasn't it? But now, Louis Green's got injured.
Yep. So
now in steps Jack McGann at short notice to fight Sam Gilly, but it's not for the British, I think it's just for the Commonwealth. Right. So the fight that was originally, I think I'm right here, if I'm wrong, I apologise for the waffle. The original fight that was for the British title is now taking place on Friday in York Hall for the Commonwealth title. Good fight, good fight. I was impressed. I was impressed with Gilly in the Louis Green fight. Really, I was really looking forward to that actually. But Jack, obviously, it's his opportunity. But like I say, he never thought this chance was going to come. He's always looked
dangerous, though, isn't it? When these things.
It is, of course, it is. You know, Jack. You know, he was a very high level MMA fighter. I mean, very good. So yeah, no, it'll be interesting. Listen, there's no denying you've got to make Sam quite a big favourite. And listen, I expect him to come through, but Jack, Tyson Fury voice fight. Jack is a fighting man. No, he really is, and I think he will ask Sam questions, but it's hard to look. As coming in at short notice, it's hard to look past the Sam Gilly win. Yeah, inside the distance you expect? Maybe in the second half of the fight. Maybe in the second half of the fight would be the smart one. And on Saturday, some really interesting fights. Dan Aziz is in a... Good show. Is that the Copper Box? Lewis Edmondson, yes. Copper Bosch. That's at the Copper Bosch. It's a good fight for the British title. Unusual. What do we rarely see, Don?
Well, as you say, Anthony, you never see a bad British title fight, do you? So Dan Aziz, you'd put in pole position massively for that, I'm guessing?
Yeah, I would, yeah. Listen, Edmondson, like you say, with the experience, this is his big chance. But I know Billy Joe's behind Edmondson, I'm almost sure. Very game, and I think, again, I think this will be a very good fight. Obviously, Dan's got to make, and I don't believe he's ever the type to struggle with having that motivation, because on paper, this is obviously a level down from Joshua Buatsi, but it's for the British title. So
what happens?
I think Dan comes through it, and in the second half of the fight, the stoppage. But I do believe Edmondson will certainly have success.
McKinson is on
Michael
the card.
McKinson.
Yeah.
Like Michael, good lad, very bag of chips. Listen, I don't want to sound, I was going to say so awkward, but no, he's a very good boxer. Knew his dad a long time. Good fighting family, the younger brother as well, Lucas. Good fighting family.
Yeah, they are.
Who's McKinson got now?
Mbeng.
Do you know what? I think Michael, listen, he's never been known as a puncher, but he is a bag of tricks, and I think Michael gets the win on points there. Yeah,
and then the main event, which is kind of what has O'Hara Davis got left
of course,
against Adam Azim, of course, the rising star. Actually, I've got a question about Adam Azim in a sec, but this one then. I mean, you sparred O'Hara back a few years
back in the day, yeah.
He's been around a while now, obviously. He was a real rising star until he probably met the Josh Taylor train.
Yeah. And do you know, when you think back now, Josh Taylor was just an unbelievable talent. And at that time, that was a tough fight, wasn't it? Yeah. But no, listen, he's had some great results. Obviously, he beat up Lewis, didn't he? With Lewis Ritson, the body shots downstairs. I think people are looking at it, obviously he had the fight with Ismael Barroso. I know myself how hard Barroso is. He got caught with an absolute bomb.
Maybe a little bit 73-year-old man that can still bang.
Yep, absolutely. He's not 73 down. He's 57 next year. He's but yeah, no, he's very, he got caught with a shot. Anyone that's was saying, well, there's a world-class puncher. Just gonna but feel for him, but I think him. I do think Azim. However, I think O'Hara will ask him questions for sure. But O'Hara's got to be super switched on those first 3-4 rounds for sure. But then they start asking questions. I think Adam Azim points. But I'm looking forward to that. Really am.
Yeah, and there was a lot of chat, obviously in Saudi. Dalton Smith was having a bit of a dig at
him and Ben.
Because he wants the Azim fight, and you can see the sense.
That's the problem. Listen, when it was very smart at the time from Eddie, because it probably wasn't going to happen, but he should have. That was a thing of pull out that little bit earlier and stuff like that, to then let whoever. Because then what it does, it allows the build up. It gives the other side more like leeway to go. Oh, so you're not pulling out, right? Great. Do you know what I mean? Because at the time, I feel that was the right fight for Azim. Listen, 9 times out of 10, it's never the fight. The fighters will fight. For sure, but yeah, no, it's interesting. But Azim beats O'Hara, then again, it's sort of like he's around that level. I mean, Dalton would be rated higher. I mean, Dalton might end up with a world title shot next. We'll see. But yeah, no, of course, it's a very big all-British fight. Listen, it would be great to see that fight for a world title.
Yeah. So what else is on then? The Premier League is back this weekend.
I'm not going to lie, Tom, I've enjoyed the break. Yeah.
Away from the football? Well,
yeah, I've enjoyed.
I know you don't get involved with the internationals.
Cameraman Josh at Villa. I was dreading Villa, and it's like I was happy with the draw against Villa.
Well, it was a stinker of a game, wasn't it? It was a waste of everyone's time.
It was terrible. Yeah, no, it was. It was poor.
I was surprised Villa were that bad.
But we'll see. But Ten Hag is still there. Ten Hag is still there at Old Trafford, so we'll see. Unless
you want to have a bit of a holiday, it might be totally new dawn.
Revitalised, and why shouldn't you have a holiday?
It's at Brentford, isn't it?
Brentford at home.
That's the football. What else has been catching your eye? What are you up to? What are you doing? Your social media hero of the weekend?
Social media. I don't know if he's my hero, and I've had him again, but he made me a hero. I'm a nasty.
Yeah.
He only put my son on his story yesterday, didn't he, Jesse? And then whatever I've done in life, nothing will top it. Jesse got on his story yesterday.
What did he do?
We tried Popeyes. We went Popeyes yesterday. What we've been doing every weekend, Sunday, we go for some food. It's nearly always Wingstop, but this week we tried Popeyes, which I really rated, by the way. I'm not a reviewer, but still. We went Popeyes.
Send some free grub to
because Nasty Lake's his favourite chicken shop in the UK.
And this Nasty's the Dublin geezer.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Everything blows the jocks off him.
Yeah, no, he loves a spicy, spicy chicken dinner or a spice bag. Nice, So he put Nasty put Jessa on his story and like Jess completely last night went to sleep, woke up for school, he's buzzing, he's probably going to tell all his mates.
So the fact that you were a world champion back in the day, absolutely useless. Yeah.
I'll tell you another one. Yeah. What he did do, he watched the fight, he was genuinely looking forward. He was one who was saying Bivol was robbed. I think because we had, I told him if he gets it right, I'll give him £20. So I think that had something to do with it. But I think also helped, he's telling me Eddie Hearn, and he said he was robbed, so that means I was like, it doesn't, Jessa. Turk Al-Sheikh thinks Bivol, that doesn't mean he definitely won. So tell him that. So yeah, so I was watching the fight on repeat and I got home and I thought, hang on, I wasn't on this channel. So I went, what have you done here? He went, yeah, we didn't watch you, we watched him. I went, yeah, so they watched it on a different channel to the one his dad was on.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, that's it. But I will have to think of
he's coping with your fame, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's not letting me get above my station, that's for sure.
Oh, well, very good. Right, so that's it, Anthony. So another one down. You better crack on. You've more work to do.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much indeed for watching Project Boxing Podcast.